Welcome back guys, we're back to another video of Marvel Future Fight, and in this video I'll tell you guys how to time your damage block perfectly. So the first thing you need to keep in mind that the damage block has a 7 seconds cooldown and it's for 5 seconds for one attack. This is the most important thing you need to remember. I'll tell you a small trick with which you can time your damage block perfectly, and for this I will take Deadpool and Captain America as an example. uh, for characters who have a CDP of energy, it will be a bit easy to time your damage block. I will show you with this example over here. World boss. I'm going to use Deadpool and Captain America and display it to you how to time your damage block perfectly. And the first thing is that a damage block cooldown duration is for 7 seconds. So you first need to figure out which character what is the ideal rotation for the character, for a character, and what skill you want to time his damage block on. Now I'll use some other strikers. Yeah. And yeah, another thing is that if you're timing a damage block on a character skill, then you need to know if there is any lingering effect. If there isn't any lingering effect, then you would have to use some other skill which has a lingering effect between the 2 seconds gap you have between the damage block and the activation and its cooldown duration. So I'm gonna tell you, in case of Deadpool, he has a lot of hits on his second skill and his fifth skill, especially his fifth skill. It can always time a damage block. Yeah, basically like this. You gotta keep this in mind that the damage proc is for 7 seconds and it's on a sorry, the damage proc is for 5 seconds and it's on a 7 seconds cooldown. You always need to have that in your mind, and you always need to keep looking in the left hand side corner whether how many seconds are still left on the damage proc. Like, I got a bit unlucky over here. The thing what you need to do is that if the damage proc is for 5 seconds, then you, oh man, yeah, thank god. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, your damage proc ended at 4 seconds, and you what you need to do is that you need to kite around a little bit for other 5 seconds, so that initial time of cooldown duration is over. Now I can know that my damage proc is not going to activate right now, and see it's over at 4 uh, it was at 4 seconds just now. Yeah, now I'll tell you. The damage proc is 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Now for another 3 seconds, my damage proc is not going to activate. So I can use any other skills at that time, and I can time my damage proc perfectly on the skill which I want to, which has a lot of hits. You always need to keep in mind the remaining seconds for the cooldown of the damage proc. I'm having a harder time right now because I'm talking at the same time and trying to count the seconds. Yeah, now it's 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. For other 4 seconds the damage proc is not going to activate, so I'm going to let my oh fuck. Oh, sorry guys, sorry for the language. Now I can use it because approximately I spent 4 seconds trying to use another skill, and it got activated in that. The only lingering effect what you have on your fourth skill is that star what he throws at the enemy in the beginning. Now it will activate because it has a lot the fifth skill has a lot of hits. What you basically need to do is that you need to keep in mind the remaining uh, time for the damage proc to get come into cooldown. You always need to keep a look towards the left corner of your screen where the damage proc gets activated, and it will show you in seconds how much time is left. 1 second, now 2 seconds guiding, and I can use my fifth tier 3 skill, which is his highest DPS skill, which will activate the damage proc because it has a lot of hits. So this is the trick what you need to do. When the damage proc is still the cooldown is running, you can use some other skills to kite around, and also when you want to time your damage proc, it should be on cooldown. Now More 3 seconds are left in this case. 2, 1, 0. Now I can use my damage proc. Now it will activate. Just look at this, guys. Now it will activate. See, like that. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, 0, 1, 2. Now it will activate. Depending on the number of hits, 10%. See, guys. 4. It was lasted 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. Now it will activate. Uh, got a bit unlucky because of no lingering effect or no, not enough number of skills. I didn't pay attention to the last one, last damage proc. Yeah, now it got activated. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. Now the damage proc is off the cooldown. Now if you use any skill, it can get activated. There's a 10% chance depending on the number of hits you do. It gets activated. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. Yeah, it got activated. So you always need to keep an eye on your top left corner of the screen and see whether the damage proc is off cooldown or not. If the damage proc is not off cooldown, I can do some other skills like 2 or 1 or 3. And when it's on cooldown, I mean the cooldown is over, then you need to just cancel the skills so that you can get the tier 3 skill loaded up, and then you can go for your the skill which you want to time the damage proc on. 3, it was last 3. 3 seconds must have been over. 1, 2. The 2 seconds also must have been over. The damage proc is off cooldown. This you need to practice it a little bit because uh, every time counting down the seconds is a bit hard. So you, after practicing a little bit, you will have an idea. You will have a feeling saying that the damage proc is off cooldown and the damage proc is still not off cooldown. And this process is very easy if you have a CDP of energy, guys, because I'm going to explain that to you. I hope you must have understood what I'm trying to point out over here. Now I'm going to use cap over here because he has a CDP of energy, and yeah, Deadpool is worth of CDP of energy, guys. I'm just waiting to get crystal so that I can unequip Deadpool's obelisk and Cap's obelisk and switch both of their obelisks. I'm going to use cap. Where is cap? Yeah, there is some support so that I can not get this. If even if I commit some mistakes, so that I can display it to you perfectly. What happens in the case of CDP of energy is that CDP of energy has another 5 seconds for it increases your chain hit damage for 5 seconds, and the chain hit damage stays active the entire 5 seconds. So the damage proc, even if you miss the damage proc initially, the chain hit damage will still remain for that 5 seconds of duration. So it will always tell you the 5 seconds. The only thing what you need to count is the other 2 seconds when the damage proc is off. For example, I will show you. Yeah, here the damage proc is off. I mean the damage proc is on cooldown because the damage proc is just gonna do the damage for the only one skill what you activate. Even if you cancel that skill out, you will not get that damage proc on the next skill, but the chain hit damage will get that for entire 5 seconds of duration. See over here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Another 2 seconds. In that time I can use this tier 3 skill. Now just pay attention, guys. The damage proc activated, and as well as chain hit damage is also running for 5 seconds. I'm talking about top left corner of your screen. Top left corner, just pay attention over there. The CDP of energy, using a CDP of energy makes it really easier because it stays it tells you the entire 5 seconds of duration because of the chain hit damage. But if you're using a regular obelisk, then you'll have to have a feeling or at least count down this seconds. I mean, how many seconds are left on the. Oh man, I wanted to display you something else, like I wanted to show you that even if you look, I mean, initially when you skill cancel or use one skill, the damage proc gets off cooldown. I mean, the cooldown of the damage proc starts, but the chain hit damage stays. I wanted to show you. Um, yeah, there we go. Now he will. Oh, fuck. Mm, sorry for the language, guys. I just I'm not able to bite my tongue for saying all that because right now I'm concentrating on a lot of stuff. Come on, yeah. He lost the damage block. That's why he's doing just 1 bar of damage. Before this, when I used my tier 3 skill, if you just go back in the video, you would be able to see that he did like 2.5 bars of damage. That's because his damage proc was activated and it went to cooldown because that's why uh, his damage proc was not active. Yeah, here he iframed me. That's why he did very less damage. So basically, it's having a CT per energy is advantageous because you can know how many seconds are left on your uh, obelisk. I mean, for the damage proc, but it's also this also a con for using a CD buff energy because you will not know when uh, the damage proc is being used or not. But always having a CD buff energy is advantageous. Man, he's iframing me. And there's a lot of other things involved in Captain America's tier 3 skill. I wish I could use some other character to display it, but I have a CDP finish on cable, but he does a lot of damage, so it's hard to find the difference in both of them. So basically, that's it, guys. You need to keep an eye on top left corner of your screen to know whether damage proc is off the cooldown or on the or still uh, on the cooldown and still on the clock and still not refreshed. That's it, guys. And I'm just gonna give you a conclusion, like a conclusion statement. Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. The chain hit damage. It will stay for entire 5 seconds. It says that increases chain hit damage by 25% when attacking for 5 seconds. But the damage proc says for one attack. So the damage proc, if it's on cooldown or off cooldown, you can only understand by looking at the damage what the character is doing. But you can still say that you can still figure that out that the damage proc will activate after 7 seconds. That means the 5 seconds of chain hit damage, then after that 2 seconds you need to wait initially, or you can do some other skills, maybe iframe, maybe a damage immunity skill. In case of cap, I cancel out my fifth skill into second skill, then into his tier 3 skill, and his charges for that entire 2 seconds of duration, and then I leave him. Then he does a lot of hits, and eventually his damage proc gets activated along with the chain hit damage. Both gets activated at the same time, and both, that's the reason why you will be able to know if the damage proc is off cooldown or on cooldown. And when you're using a normal obelisk, you need to always initially you need to count on the number of seconds left for the damage proc to get off cooldown. But after a bit of practice, a little bit of practice, you will have a feeling whether the damage proc is off cooldown or on cooldown. That's how I time my damage procs so well, and that's how I'm able to do this higher level of I'm able to move forward. I'm able to do level 43 maybe right now. Sorry, not Call of Obsidian. I don't play Call of Obsidian. 44, and I can go till 49 easily without any requirement of equipping a CDP to Deadpool, because like 95% of the time I time his damage proc correctly on his fifth skill and on his tier 3 skill. So there's not a so I get the most amount of damage out of him with this obelisk and decent amount of cards, and I'm able to go this higher level I'm able to do this higher level of WBU. Even you guys can do that. Just you need to practice a little bit before to time your damage proc. That's it, guys. And in case of Scarlet Witch, it's a bit tricky because initially, normally a damage proc is off cooldown 7 seconds if you go with a 5 star or 6 star obelisk. But if you go with a 4 star obelisk, it has 10 seconds cooldown. So I would not recommend you guys to go with a 4 star damage 4 star obelisk which has a damage proc, because it makes your skill rotation very tricky. And it's a bit difficult with Scarlet Witch because her fifth skill is on 7.5 seconds, 7.5 seconds cooldown after the cards, after 50% reduced cooldown duration from the cards and all other stuff. So initially, after going through her skill rotation again and again and again and again, her damage proc is a bit fast. I mean, her damage proc gets out of cooldown a bit faster than her fifth skill, sorry. And it lands on fourth skill, according to my rotation. So in between, you need to wait with Scarlet Witch using uh, before using her skill rotation again. After 2 or 3 rotations, you need to wait for like 1 second, because after 2 or 3 rotations it goes like 1.5 second. You are a bit early, you are one and a half second early while using Scarlet Witch. And her fourth skill has a lot of a lot of hits, so it easily gets activated on her fourth skill. It's a bit tricky with few characters who have a lot of lingering effects, especially like her second skill also has a lot of lingering effects, her third skill has a lot of lingering effects, her fourth skill has a lot of lingering effects, but her fifth skill doesn't has enough effect enough sorry guys, I was using the word effects, it's not effects, yeah, lingering hits or lingering effects. Her fifth skill has fewer hits, so you might miss some damage initially if you start her skill rotation with fifth skill. So that's it, guys. Keep practicing. Uh, try to try to count the numbers, count the number of seconds left while while playing with a character who has a damage proc. And if you still, guys, if you all still have any more doubts, I mean, like, I know my explanation was not that good. I was staggering a lot. I'm working on that, guys. So please cooperate. And if you still have any queries, uh, if you didn't understand what I explained, then please hit me up in comments, guys. Comment whatever the queries you have regarding this video, regarding any uh, queries, what I mean, regarding any explanation. And if you like this video, like, and also, I mean, if you like the video, like it and also share it. And if you want to keep watching more of my videos, keep more, then subscribe. Thank you.